Hey everybody, how's it going? So yeah, I haven't played in a while, so I thought, let's just go ahead and get in here and play a little bit, shall we? So today's gonna be a little bit different. Instead of just sitting here riffing out the whole time, I mean, I can do that if you want. I really wanted to get in here and just really figure out Guitar Pro. Just really figure it out, It's never going to be the same as having like an actual amp hooked up to it. I could probably do that at some point. I'd have to do a lot of rearranging in my room to actually get my Behringer hooked up. Probably buy a couple more cables. I think my old ones are starting to go out. So yeah, it's like a whole setup that kind of locks me into my desk with the way everything's set up. So it would be something like for a special stream to hook it up, assuming I can even get the thing to work without it fading out, because I think one of the tubes is going out or something, right? So, I'm trying to get Guitar Rig set up in a way that sounds like I want it to sound, because it's always, it's pretty good. I really like it. As someone that's never really done a whole lot digitally, trying to get this thing set up has been a miracle in terms of actually being able to do these streams, right? Beforehand, I couldn't really do any of these. I had no way to do it without this interface. But it's still like it sounds a little hollow. It sounds very digitized. Some of that I can help, some of it I can't. It's just the nature of trying to do everything through a digital workspace. but I think I can get it to sound a little bit better, a little less fuzzy. You know, get a little more sustain on it. Yeah, so that's kind of what we're doing tonight. I don't really have anything planned or anything. You know, it's just been one of those nights, right? It's been one of those nights. I haven't streamed here in a couple of days. You know, I've done a little bit over on Twitch, but you know, I had to work past couple nights, and yeah, it's finally nice to be back. We've got a few days ahead of us, so I figured why not go ahead start the weekend. Well, my weekend, long weekend. For the rest of you, I guess your weekend's ending, huh? Just go ahead and get in here and just kind of play around a little bit, have some fun, and you know, not really worry too much as far as yeah, how good I'm playing or like trying to practice or anything like that. I just want to get the tone down more than anything else. More than likely, some of this is going to sound like shit. It's fine. It's perfectly fine. I've never claimed to be the best guitar player on YouTube. That's the do. So, you know, there's no competing with that, right? So we're just here to have fun. We're just here to practice and try and do our best. And yeah, just get in here and jam a little bit. I did tune it down just a little bit. I think that's gonna help. You know, obviously I play like a lot of Metallica and covers and whatnot, but I changed it down to D sharp across the board. You know, have a step down on all strings. So that's a little bit closer to what they do when they play it live because it just sounds better coming through um and coming through those giant ass sound systems, right? Like it gives you a little bit more of that reverb. You know, you're in a big arena setting. So this will open up a little bit in terms of how everything sounds. It's a little bit closer to the stuff that I'm used to listening to. Like obviously, I love Metallica and like their album stuff, but lately I've just been listening to a lot of their live concerts, right? Like they're really good about putting all of their stuff up. So yeah, it just has a little bit more weight to it, and I think that does help. But obviously, that also means I can play a little bit more from other bands that tend to tune that way too. So obviously, we got a little bit of Motorhead in there, and sure enough, it'll open up a few doors, and we'll just kind of go through and sure enough, try and see if we can get this figured out. Now, whether or not I can get this get this to work right. Let's see here. Let's see if I can try and get see if I can't try and get this all set up right. There we go. There we go. I'm sorry, chat. We're going to probably cover you up just a second. Let me move it back behind here. Yeah. Maybe I'll get there eventually. So you guys don't necessarily need to see like all of my settings and all that, right? Like that's fine. That's fine. You're okay. You'll live. You will live. But yeah, you can kind of see what I'm working with right now. Like this is a kind of a setup that I've had on here for a while. It was like a basic thrash like preset that they had that I've kind of done a little bit of modification with. So I'm just trying to get that tone and the way that I like it. Now it is sounding a lot better than it was the last couple of times that I was trying to do this, right? So yeah, so like let's just get in here and let's just try Creeping Death here, and let's move myself over just a little bit so you have a better opportunity to see it. I really need to make just like an actual like guitar stream background and change this around a little bit, but yeah, this is what we've got to work with today. So yeah, let's see what it sounds like. So yeah, so right now I've got it set with both both my humbuckers going. So let's try the lower one. Yeah, that's what I kind of started with. And you can tell it kind of sounds a little bit more hollow. You know, it sounds great once I've got both, or once I've got the yeah, so that sounds really good, but obviously when you switch it up to just the lower humbucker. Oh, fuck, I screwed that up. All right. Seek and Destroy doesn't sound too bad. Yeah, I'm still getting a little bit of fuzz, but I think that's more just my cable than anything else. You can kind of hear it back there. So. That's probably just the tuning off being a little bit. I mean, it's been a while since I played Jump in the Fire, but there you go. Like, those don't sound too bad, right? But then you get to the Ride Lighting era, and it sounds a little. Yeah, and so I mean, it sounds great on that last one, but you know, it doesn't sound great on the lower humbucker. So. And see, I've got this where I really like it. I think tuning down to a D sharp really helped out a little bit, but yeah, it's just something. I'm gonna turn down the drive just a little bit, see if that helps the fuzz a little bit. So new stuff doesn't sound too bad. 72 seasons, yeah. So yeah, I've got I don't know. It doesn't have quite the sustain that I want. I don't really know. I mean, like I said, I've never really been just like the technical guy, right? Like I'm not super well versed in the technicalities and terminology of guitar playing. I just sit here and press on strings and hope for the best, right? I should probably learn that kind of thing at some point or another, if I want to keep this up. But for right now, it's just kind of hanging out. But I mean, you guys can kind of tell what I mean. Like, it doesn't have quite that. I don't know. It's not quite reverb, right? It's not. I mean, maybe it's reverb, but it's not. It's not quite the same sound that I'm looking for. No, it's just not holding as long as I want it to be. But I don't really need like that echo that reverb has, right? And so like if I hold that reverb time out, like it just kind of echoes. But yeah, I mean, you can kind of tell what I mean, right? So yeah, that's really the big thing that I'm trying to figure out is just getting that sustain, and I don't even know if it's something I can do with without having it hooked up to my actual amp. But I mean, it's getting there. It's getting a lot closer to what I wanted it to be. Little less overdrive, little more chunk to it, I guess. A little bit more heft. So yeah, we're slowly getting there. Let me look up something else to play here, just to kind of try and test it out. Here we go. Hey, there we go. That's fuel. There we go. Now I remember. It's been a while since I've had it in this tuning, so I'm playing a lot of stuff that I forgot that I knew kind of how to play. So yeah, we're getting there. Yeah, there we go. Not too bad. Not too bad. All right. So yeah, I don't know. Should I let's try scooping the mids a little bit more. Let's see what that's gonna sound like. It could sound awful and hollow, but there we go. Okay. Doesn't sound too bad. All right, so it's getting there. Let's try with both humbuggers there. Okay. I don't know how I feel about that one. I don't know. And let's try the last one there. Yeah, see, that's got kind of that hollow sound to it. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell. I don't know if you guys are getting it through YouTube compression and all of that, but yeah, scooping the mids here is probably not a good idea. But yeah, you can definitely tell, at least through my headphones, that it gets kind of hollow. Whenever I start moving up into the lower humbucker there, so. Yeah, now let's give it a shot now that I've got the mids a little bit higher up. And I can always boost up the bass a little bit more too. Turn down the treble to like 9. I think they usually keep their bass up around 8 or 9 depending on the album too. So, it's that's the other thing, is all the albums are going to sound a little bit different too. It's why you get so many YouTube videos that are like, what if this song was on this album, right? And it's just clickbait, right? But I mean, there is kind of a reason to it, I guess. So here we go. Here we go. So that's a little bit closer, and it could be my strings too. I mean, guitar's complicated, man. Like, there's so many different things that have to go into it to get really the tone you want. I really need to change my strings. I've had these on for months, but man, I've got the locking tuner, so it's in tune unless I'm like bending, right? I'm just poor and lazy, right? But I think I might switch over. Like, I usually use D'Addario 10s on just about everything, but I might switch over to Ernie Balls. I don't know. It's been a while since I've had Ernie Balls. They will sound a little bit different. They'll feel a lot different, that's for sure, on my fingers, which could be nice, could be bad. I'll just have to put them on and see. But yeah, I might switch over to some elixirs. See how those feel. And sometimes that can help out a little bit. If you've got old strings, sometimes that kind of hollow sound is because they're literally like leaving tune in the middle of a note. It's very subtle on old strings until you start actually like bending, but it's something you can kind of notice when you've been playing a while. It's like, oh, okay, this is time to change these out, right? Right, get my coffee. But yeah, I do think that, either way, though, we've got to figure all of this out. We've got to figure out what in the world I'm doing here with all of this. Let's make this a little drier. Let's see what it sounds like when it's a little drier. And okay. We're slowly getting there. Okay, that doesn't sound too bad. And of course, obviously, if I'm gonna switch over to Call of Cthulhu or something like that, it's gonna completely change up everything, right? Let's see. So got. This could be really loud. I have no idea. Just bear with me. I'm actually gonna turn this down a little bit. Rip my DMCA notices, but it is kind of whatever, right? Okay. I've never actually tried playing this before, but yeah, it's coming back to me. I still got like Ace of Spades stuck in my head for whatever reason. Okay. I think I get it. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Yeah. And it's coming back to me. Like I said, it's been a long time since I've actually tried playing that. I don't honestly I don't even know if I ever did way back in high school. But I'm like, you know what? Let's look at some Motorhead stuff because I don't ever play enough Motorhead. I'm never in the right tuning for it. But yeah, we got a little bit going on now. God, next up we got to tackle Judas Priest. That's a whole other level. That'll be a future stream after I've not been as scuffed. So yeah, but yeah, I feel like we are slowly getting there with my tone practice. So you know, rest is gonna be me. Rest is gonna be making sure I'm fingering properly and stuff. That's the thing is, I'm really bad about just doing my basic practices, right? Like everyone comes on YouTube and they're like, yeah, let's riff, and they just fucking wail away and stuff. Like you gotta do your basic practices, right? Like you gotta stretch the fingers and everything. I know it's not as like interesting to do on YouTube or whatever, but I feel like it is pretty important, it's just the basic. And there's a little spider practice and that kind of thing. I think that's probably my biggest failing, aside from just being dumb and not knowing any music or how to read music or really how to play anything, right? But yeah, I mean, it just kind of, it's something that I really need to work on, and little things like that do help your tone. Especially when you're playing in a way that you're not used to. Like I'm sitting down, which I do not normally do when I'm playing guitar. I like to stand up. I like to move around. Playing in this little chair is pretty aggravating. But you start doing those practices and start doing your warm ups and stuff, and slowly you'll get back used to doing it in a different style. I think that's one thing you see a lot of YouTubers do. And you see them, just absolutely wailing away, which again I can't do. I'm a rhythm guitarist. I've always been rhythm. I just play riffs, right? Like I can't solo or anything like that. But you see them sitting down and wailing away and that kind of thing. You're like, oh man, these guys are awesome. And then you see them live, and it's like, okay, they're just standing there. I mean, they're playing well, I guess, but they're not really like standing there, right? I think it's just the way that I learned to enjoy music and learn to play is I always wanted to be James Hetfield, right? And Kirk Hammett. So I was always standing up and always moving around. So I'm just used to playing that way more. Like it feels more comfortable in my hands than trying to sit down and just play that way, right? Like I'm all about the show, not necessarily playing well. In case you couldn't notice, if you haven't figured that out by now, welcome to my channel, I guess. But yeah, little things like that can make a difference too. You got to find what's comfortable for you, but at the same time, make sure and practice a little bit out of your comfort zone if you're wanting to do this, like actually in person or whatever. Not that I do, I just do it for you guys, but I mean, it still makes a difference in terms of the stream, right? So. see there the reverb sounds like it's too much. Or maybe it's the overdrive. See, that's the thing, is when you've got both of these up too high, it can be kind of hard to tell which is which. At least if you're not really used to right? So yeah, let's get in here and let's play around a little bit. Let's see if we can't get this the way we want. So right now overdrive's down, but I've got the reverb still up a little bit, right? That sounds too bad. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. Let's try it with both humbuckers instead of just the top one. All right. Okay. I'm feeling it a little bit more. Let's change the tone a little bit here. Maybe boost the bass just a little bit, not a whole lot. Yeah, I really like how that sounds. I really do. Let's try battery then. We're getting there. What if we knock it down to the lower? Let's try that. It still sounds a little bit hollower, but it doesn't sound quite as bad as it did earlier. I kind of like that. I kind of like that a lot. Let's see here. Okay, now let's try something completely different. Let's try a little Injustice for All and see how that sounds. Okay, so right now I've got it set on both. Here we go. Okay, that's I don't know. Doesn't help that blackens my white whale to begin with. So see, it actually sounds a lot more accurate on the lower one now, doesn't it? You know, and Justice for All was kind of scuffed with production, right? So. You know, when you start getting into the more bluesy stuff, yeah, that sounds a little bit more accurate. Just throwing some toys in the attic your way, I guess. It's been a while since it took me a while to figure out what the actual word for that was, but I think we got it. See, we're gonna do that. Let me make sure it's saved here. We're gonna do that. Gotta pump the reverb way up, turn the drive way down. There we go. Even then, the drive is still up way more than it should be. But yeah, that's for the dude to play. He could do that. I couldn't do the whole thing, especially not the way Stevie Ray Vaughan does it. There's no way. That's for the good. That's for the good guitar playing YouTubers, right? They're not for the ones that only have 1,000, right? So yeah. But yeah, I think we're getting there. I think it is getting a little bit closer to like what I wanted it to sound like. So yeah, see, I kind of like that for the stuff that I play. I think that sounds pretty good, right? Thanks. But yeah, I think it's getting there. Yeah. It's closer to what I wanted it to be. It's still not great, but it's still, you know, it's a little bit better than it was. So, yeah, we'll have to stick with that, I guess. There we go. I don't know why this scene got all messed up. So, I got to rearrange stuff in the real time. But yeah. Let's try this again. Let's see. Here we go. So yeah, I think it's gonna be good enough for future streams. Like I said, I don't know. I'm still not getting quite the sustain that I want, but I think we can like fine tune it from here on out. But yeah, it's I think we're getting there. I think we're slowly making it, right? So yeah. Let's see, I've never actually played this, so yeah. I got nothing. Let's take a look through the old YouTubes here. Let's see what we got. Oh, let's give that as it's. I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can do this, but we're gonna try it. Whisper verb. I don't know if this is gonna work. Yeah, this is gonna be awful. So oh, that's not too bad. Like I definitely can't do it at speed. There's no way in hell I'm doing that at speed. But it's yeah. Yeah, but it's a little bit closer than I expected. All right. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, that one I'd have to practice. So, I mean, to be fair, to be completely fair, it is considered like one of the hardest riffs to play, right? Like to do it at the speed that they do it. Like this is not a beginning riff at all. Even Songster has this at what, a 5 or 6 out of 7. I think that's yeah. I think that's 6. I'm trying to see. I can't count. I'm sorry. This is why I'm an anime character on the internet, right? But yeah, it is not an easy riff at all. But it is fun to play, and you practice it enough, and you'll pick up the speed to it. But I have literally not played this since high school, but it is a very very good riff, and I do love some RHCP, right? Hmm. Very nice. Very nice. Cool. I like how that was like one of like the first things that that pops up in my suggested here. I don't know why, but there you have it, right? Yeah, it's Hotel California. Good fucking luck. All right. No way. Let's see here. Hey. You know, it's been a while since I've tried this. Okay. Okay. See, for that you kind of want a little bit more reverb, don't you? Let's try boosting that up a little bit, shall we? Ooh. No, we need to turn the bass up a bit, turn that down a little bit, and we'll turn down the reverb time. I think that'll fix a little bit of it. I don't know. I'm just going through, at this point, I'm just going through Songster, just kind of looking up what sounds good. The problem is I have not heard most of these in ages, right? It's been a long time. So, yeah. Here we go. Okay. Let's see. Okay, this is gonna be loud again. Just bear with me a second while I turn down the desktop audio so I'm not blowing out your ears because I don't have songs for Premium. So. Okay. Hard to do that trill that's like right there, right? Yeah. Doesn't help that I'm like not in the right fitting, but I don't think that would help me all that much here. Yeah. Yeah, Iron Maiden, I've definitely got to be in standard. Yeah, that just sounds awful trying to do that in the half step down, right? There's just no way. But yeah, you know, I think we got a lot done. I feel like we got it a lot closer to where I want it to be. I feel like we played some riffs. We've had some fun playing some riffs. So yeah, that's I think it'll be a good time to call it. So let's yeah. All right. So yeah, thanks for coming along tonight. It's I just kind of I don't know, want to hop in here and play a little bit. So yeah, we'll be back later this week. We've got a lot going on. I've got like a few days off, so we'll be back with some FF7. I'm kind of done with Dragonflight, honestly. I'll be completely honest. So I don't know if we do anything on Twitch. I don't know what it'll be, but there's really not a whole lot else for me to do over on that end. So yeah, we're just gonna play around. We're just gonna figure things out on the fly. But yeah, like, subscribe, all that stuff. Follow, and you'll get the notices whenever I'm going up. But yeah, I think we got a little bit accomplished tonight. I'm slowly figuring out this guitar rig thing, so I can't complain too much. But I hope you all have a good night. Have a good start to your week. Have a good rest of your weekend, whatever it happens to be. I will probably be going to see Barbenheimer tonight, so yeah, this will probably be your stream for the day. But yeah, I think it was fun. All right, take care, everybody, and I will see you later.